to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Barry. Here. Stewart. Mayor. Carlo. Here. Here. Rich. Here. Time I have Representative Tim Ginter here, who would like to address council and public order.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm actually just stopping in. I was going door to door in Latonia today, and so I got a bottle of cold water. And said, all right, I see it's 7 o'clock, so I'm going to stop in. And opportunity to meet with you. I do go to township meetings, but I don't very often. I believe this is the first time I've ever appeared before you. And I make regular visits to the townships, 18 townships, to give them information and input as to what's going on in Columbus and what I'm doing. One of the things that might be of information to you or interest to you is House Bill 415. Many of you probably remember that about 8 years ago, the LGF was cut by 50% or more since that time, and the reason that it was cut was because the rainy day fund was down less than $1. But I think what I heard was that somebody, just as a joke, gave a change just to bring it up to $1. And the rainy day fund is something that I know there's a lot of controversy about, but I do believe we need a rainy day fund in the state of Ohio, just like schools have a rainy day fund. It would be ridiculous for school not to have anything set aside for any type of an emergency. So right now, we have over $2 billion in the rainy day fund. That sounds like an extreme amount of money. Personally, I believe we have enough in there now to provide a cushion should we need it. But I would tell you that at the current rate at which the state of Ohio spent money, if indeed we did have a disaster that would require us to live totally on that rainy day fund, it would last less than 40 days. We could operate the state of Ohio less than 40 days, between 1 month and 40 days. So it sounds like there's a tremendous amount of money in there, and there is, and I believe there is enough. But now, House Bill 415 is a bill that I'm a co-sponsor of. It made it through the House, and it's over in the Senate. And this bill would take 50% of any surplus in any given year, and rather than that money go into the rainy day fund, for example, surplus that was just put into the rainy day fund, I believe about a month ago, it was $657.5 million. So House Bill 415 would take 50% of that and would put that into a fund that's been created. It's called the Local Government Road Improvement Fund, and it would be a separate fund specifically designed for 50% of any surplus any given year in the state of Ohio. After it's deposited in that fund, it is then released to the counties across the state in 30 days around the time of September. After 30 days, the counties are required to release that to each municipality and to each township, to each local government within 30 days, and they receive the fund according to centerline miles. So I'll allow you to do the math, but it would be half 650. For example, if we can get it through the Senate, right now it's stuck in the Senate. The House has done their job. You got a strong vote in the House. So this idea that the House doesn't want us to give any money back to local government is absolutely false. If we tried and tried and tried to get money back to local government, we want to see LGF brought back up. We have a governor, however, that does not want to see anything brought back. He wants to keep putting it into the rainy day fund. Hence, there's a clash between the House and the governor's office. So we do everything we can to sneak something under his nose, but so far we've not been able to get anything by him. We're hoping this will be one that will be agreed upon, because I think it's something that everybody can use. You know, issue 2 money, if you're familiar with that, designates that you have to use asphalt. Where this money would say you can use this to improve your roads any way you want to, and so you can do with what you want as long as it's 4 roads. So it's over in the Senate. I want to bring that to your attention. It needs to get through the Senate. We're pushing. We're lobbying in the House to get them to move it in the Senate and get it in front of the governor. If it happens, which we're hoping it does, I would encourage you to. Joe Schiavone is, I know, in favor of this, but I'd encourage you to ask him to push on those other 32 senators to get this thing going. it would be a great boost to the local governments. So that's one that you'd be interested in. Got a couple other bills that I could talk to you about that talk about broadband. You might be interested in those two. Broadband access for underserved areas, and it does provide funding for that. And there's 2 or 3 bills that are going through right now. So anyhow, I'm glad to have the opportunity to be here with you and talk with you. Answer any questions if they have questions, but it's your council meeting, so I will allow whatever you allow.
Members have any questions?
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm like I said, I'm working Latonia. I've bent over 120,000 doors in my political career. Finishing up my second, running for my third, and this is still the best way to meet people. It's the scariest way, you know. For everybody involved, they don't know who's knocking on their door, and I don't know who in the world's going to come to the door, and I meet every dog in the town, you know. But at any rate, it's still the best way to meet the folks we represent. And that's for me to keep in touch. So appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Do you have any other business like to address council?
Of course.
Cheryl.
I would like to know what is going on with the guy that vandalized our planner.
That was turned over to the police.
I don't think
I
there
can't-
was
Like I said, I can't reveal all the details. It's under investigation. But
Why is it taking so long? As you know, East Liverpool had theirs on video and got them immediately. And I understand this was got on video.
it's like I said, under investigation, we have to somebody release that video to the police department. I can't talk about it. Right now. It's
Not happening, okay.
Mayor, I did get one thing, if I may. I would be happy to give each of you my cell phone number. If there's anything I can do, I've done that in townships. So, in fact, I believe you have my cell phone number, so I'm happy to supply that if there's anything I can do to help you. Let them know. Thank you.
Any other business? The approval of the August 1st, 2018 council meeting minutes and July tax order.
I'd like to make a motion that the minutes, the tax report, and the bank reconciliation be approved as presented. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Perry. Yes. Carlo.
Yes.
Keeler. Yes. Bailiff.
Yes.
Pittman. Yes.
Moving on to finance, Mr. Chisholm.
General fund, $8,378.31, lease, $8,616.10, street, $6,411.86, cemetery, $881.45, chapel, $119.05, fire, $475.51, EMS, $275.85, water, $24,377.14, sewers, $7,054.28, lab, $1,114.07, water cap, $2,317.50, sewer cap, $267.50, water guarantee of trust, $150, for a total of $60,438.62.
I'd like to make a motion that the warrants are drawn and bills paid.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Perry.
Yes.
Carlo.
Yes.
Keeler.
Yes.
Bailiff.
Yes.
Pittman.
Yes. Motion to approve the cash summary report.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Perry.
Yes.
Carlo.
Yes.
Keeler. Bailiff.
Yes.
Pittman.
Yes. Motion to transfer $10,000 to the street fund from the general fund.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Perry.
Yes.
Carlo.
Yes.
Keeler. Bailiff.
Yes.
Pittman.
Yes. And I'd like to make a motion to transfer $20,000 to the cemetery fund from the general fund. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Perry.
Yes.
Carlo.
Yes.
Keeler. Bailiff.
Yes.
Pittman.
Yes.
Is there any other discussion on finance?
I will be adjusting the appropriations. I'll send you guys an email with what the numbers are, and just so then you won't get to adjust that.
Okay. Moving on to legislation, Attorney Newton.
Thank you. The first one's gonna be resolution 18-2621, will be an emergency resolution authorizing the mayor and the fiscal officer on behalf of the village of Newtonia to contract with the Newtonia Central Village School District for senior assignment of the school board on the 28th, so, for approval, so, I'd like to have all those concerns passed as an emergency. I should also mention this includes not only the school resource officer, but, also the provision for hiring additional officers on a exclusive basis up there, because the school inquired about that possibility when they met with the mayor also. And that contract, the memorandum of understanding is attached there too, and that's, resolution 18-2621, and we're asking that staff.
I can make a motion to suspend the rules, pass resolution 18-2621 under the suspension of rules.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Barry. Yes. Garlow.
Yes.
Keeler. Yes. Bailiff. Yes. Pittman.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to pass resolution 18-2621 under the suspension of rules as an emergency.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Barry. Yes. Garlow.
Yes.
Keeler. Yes. Bailiff. Yes. Pittman.
Yes.
I appreciate it, guys, it's always been, talking to Sabino on that one, worked really well getting that SRO up there, it's working that fast. Appreciate you guys' support on that one.
Next will be ordinance 18-2622. This is the first reading of this particular ordinance, and this was discussed at the committee meeting with the zoning officer the last, meeting we had last month. Again, it will be an ordinance adopting updated regulations and a comprehensive registration program for rental properties, establishing the fees and costs associated with registration of rental properties, requiring appointment of agents for non-resident owners, and prescribing penalties for violations, all for the village of Wayne, Ohio. And that is the first reading of that particular ordinance.
I make a motion to pass the first reading of ordinance 18-2622.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Barry. Yes. Garlow.
Yes.
Keeler. Yes. Bailiff. Yes. Pittman.
Yes.
All right, any other legislation at this time? Moving on to correspondence, we received a letter, from the, fire chief today, firefighter Chris Kleinick will be resigning from the fire department, signing after 18 years, serving with the village. So I need a motion accepting that resignation. Roll call.
Barry. Yes. Garlow.
Yes.
Keeler. Yes. Bailiff. Yes. Pittman.
Yes.
All right. Anything else under correspondence? Committees? Commissions? Moving on to police. Fire. Chief, under, recommendations, would like to, hire Zane Smith as a firefighter.
Prior.
We don't have that information anymore. He does have the training, but I'm sorry, I'm sorry, he resigned, Zane Smith is resigning from the fire department. He's not there. Yeah, I do apologize, that was wrong. So, you got it.
Second.
Roll call.
Barry. Yes. Garlow. Yes. Keeler. Yes. Bailiff. Yes. Pittman.
Yes.
Anything else under fire? EMS?
Yes, I do two things. First, I'd like to process an application for Mr. Tracy Benton from Indiana. He wishes to join our department as an EMT. He is already a certified EMT, nationally registered, and here in the state of Ohio. He's a good-looking guy, so I'd like to add him to our roster. Tracy Benton Jr. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Barry. Yes. Garlow.
Yes.
Keeler.
Yes.
Bailiff. Yes. Pittman.
Yes.
What level he's
EMT, basically. Yes, correct. Also, in previous years of previous administrations, we've found that they had a savings account through Farmers National Bank. And my understanding is that savings account was used for like fundraising and non-equipment purchases such as like T-shirts, sweaters, things of that nature. Since Chief Farley and I have taken over and have been dealing with all of this, we are finding out that that account has not been used in some years. And we no longer wish to have separate accounts like that. So our goal here is to close that account and transfer that money into our fund. Initially, it was set up that we had a treasurer and or secretary that handled that. And again, nothing has been done with the account in 4 years. And we're losing the money that was raised in that account. So when we went to the bank, they advised us because those signers no longer are handling that account, we need a motion from our village council, basically dictating what we want us to do with that account. Appoint a new signer and to close the account and transfer that money to our general.
Or you can be the appointee.
Myself and Chief Farley. There has to be 2 signers.
All right, with that being said, on the record, that bank
Absolutely,
for
yeah.
the last 4 or 5 years, that
The secretary kept everything up to date and we have all the statements and everything.
EIN number.
I'm sorry?
EIN number was this.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It was listed under, between the EMS and, Paula Chris was the one who maintained the account. Prior to Paula, I'm not sure who, I believe, Barlow maintained the account. But like I said, the account has done nothing and it's drawing fees because it's just sitting there not doing anything. So it's our intention is to close that account and transfer them to our general fund. I believe the amount is like $460 or something. I have the official.
Usually, if the account hasn't had any activity from the owner, after 5 years, it goes to Ohio Unclaimed Funds.
Eventually, they said that we will lose access to that.
can I get a motion from council recommending Tom Farley, Chief Randolph, for signers for that account, transferred over to the village.
I'll make, I'll make the motion.
I think that I'll need a couple of years of, 5 years statement. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Carla.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Healer.
Yes.
Bailiff. Pittman.
Yes.
In February, we put 4 people through EMS schooling. 2 of the 4 have successfully completed class and have been running on the ambulance with us. They've been released as caregivers, so they've been helping out with the call volume. The other 2 have successfully passed their class, they just haven't tested out at the state level yet. So they're working on that, so hopefully we'll, in addition to this, there'll be 5 more people that we can add to the list of running. I would like to request an EMS committee meeting sometime before next month's council meeting. At that time, I'll have a proposal to propose to the council in reference to staffing the EMS crews on the daylight, Monday through Friday, from 8 to 4 p.m. We're seeing that although we are improving from the previous 2 years' statistics, we want to get to an 80% or higher mark. And to do so, I believe we need to staff people. So that would be what that kind of for.
So that for September 5th at 6 p.m. council order 7. Anything else under EMS? Streets, Administrator Phillips?
Yeah. At the last council meeting, council had a request from Dan Morelli, which he was representing some of the neighbors up there in the area of Wood Street and now that intersection, to put an additional street light up because they felt that area is kind of dark. So council instructed me to get the figures for them for this meeting or whenever, so I have the figures ready to present to council. After we talked about Dan Morelli's, request, Dan Summers came in and put a request in, laying on another street light over on his street also on Engelmar. So I've got some figures to throw at you. The street lights, I'll just give you a breakdown now. Right now, we have 194 street lights. And those street lights, breaks down to about $825 a month, our cost. That's a reoccurring cost. That's not a meter cost. There's no meter on our street lights, so it's called unmetered service. Approximately $828 per light. So if you were to install 2 more lights, you have to have the additional $828 per month. And Ohio came back, the upfront cost to the village for putting 2 more lights up is $2,500 each. So it would be $1,250 per light to have those installed. So that's what you'd be looking at to fulfill those 2 street light requests. You have to come up with $2,500 up front, and plus the reoccurring monthly cost for every month. And those figures are provided to me at the request of council. Is there any questions on that? Council can take those figures and look at them, make a decision later. Whatever I'm just providing for your reference. The only other thing that I have is to remind everybody, the car show is coming up this Saturday. Registration starts at 11 o'clock. The car show runs from noon to 4 p.m. And we agreed to block off the streets from Walnut Street to Elm Street if necessary. If they don't get enough cars to fill that area. I'm sorry. All right, the first one was Walnut to Elm, and then we extended it from Elm to Oak Street. Yeah. So we're going to have to barricade those roads off. They will be closed, just as a reminder to the safety forces and the general public during that time period. We'll probably block them off. Bill, what time do you want to?
We're gonna block them off, registration starts at 11, we're gonna block them off, probably between 9 and 10 o'clock.
I would say 9 a.m. to get people out of there. We will have the police department, the street department post no parking signs on there.
You can have it done.
Yeah.
Jerry, I have a question.
Yeah.
On Hazel Street, going up where my daughter lives, she's right by the modular, and then the alley runs down. Her car is scraping because of the holes. Is there any way to get some gravel, at least to fill in some holes?
Yeah.
My car's a little too scraped.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
All right, the other thing, council, the last thing I really have, last week, Rick Oxley came in about this, sidewalks and the street trees. So, me and Gary went out there the next day, I think, to pick up some, take a look at the, sidewalk there, some trees. So I just wanted to take a picture and turn them over to you guys. If you guys decide to do it, like I said, we won't be able to address that this year, it has to be next year, but wait, I need direction from you guys on this here. That's right in front of his house, that's, the trees are pushing up. If I'm not mistaken, probably about 20 years ago, you guys did the sidewalks there. Correct, Gary?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay. There's a couple, like I said, images of what they are. Most of the trees are pretty good, but like I said, these trees, you can see the roots coming out of the trees, pushing up those sidewalks there. They're not an easy fix. The trees gotta go. Fix the sidewalks. You gotta fix the sidewalks.
Is it, can the trees gonna go, or we can, just start the ground?
You can't do that. Anytime you lift slab for our, you know, for our policy, you lift the slab, you got to repay it. So I
are you thinking that we people have to pay for this? We get paid for our own to have it done.
The sidewalks was turned over, I'm not sure when it was, turned over to residents.
Yeah, because we had to pay to have our crease down.
That, yes.
Nobody did it for us.
Audit came in, requested, council requested information on this, I'm just providing pictures on it, for what they decided to do. They decided to address it for, ordinance there, but you have.
If we fix that for one person, we're gonna have a lot of people coming in there saying,
Well, how do I get it?
mine is,
In that aspect of the way, we cut our own trees out, anything sidewalk taken out,
Is it not part of the shade tree if they take the tree and then repair the sidewalk as well? Is that how that was brought up before?
That's never, to my recollection, removal of trees and grinding stumps as far as it went. There's several areas where we've had leftover issues.
There's no way to use an instrument to actually grind that edge of the sidewalk down, so that it might be slightly humped, but at least it wouldn't be, a 4-inch.
But if you look at Leonia, there are so many that are 10 times worse than that. They
So
have their own.
I was requested by residents to present to council, so this is my expenditure, and we go through legislation and so. Their decision.
To grind that down.
I think grinding it with that angle on it, you're taking that edge, you turn it half inch, so it's still ejection, and end up crumbling in the long run. We can table this for further discussion.
I think that's something that you have to look at itself, see if you thought anything be done to the roots.
that's part of the contribution project.
Like I said, I just want to turn that over to you guys, we can table it for further discussion, if you want. Motion to table it, that, Any further discussion? Roll call.
Barry.
yes.
Carl.
Yes.
Wheeler. Yeah. Bailey.
Yes.
Pittman.
Yes.
All right, anything else on our streets?
I guess I got one other thing there, and we'll bring up under streets, the recycling thing ends out back. People are really taking advantage of the recycling bins. We're getting old sweepers, old car seats, and after cleaning the garages down out of their sheds out, loading it all in their vehicle or truck or whatever, they're bringing it down. And the problem is, all of that stuff is considered contaminants. And the recycling company can't even recycle it. They have to take it to a landfill. And I think the gentleman that was here, Tom Bush, said they're spending $200,000 extra a year for landfill stuff that shouldn't be going to the landfill. I don't know what we need to do out here. I think we talked about it, we put it in the paper.
Did you see the, plastic, you see the car seat plastic?
Yeah, but there's a nice sign there that tells you it's plastic jugs, plastic containers, not plastic, and I know, but the other day, we got tire pools in there, a 4-wheel wrench, we got a bunch of the pink fiberglass insulation was in there. We have old windows where somebody put a new window in their house and they throw them in there. It really, the recycling place kind of is there, they would rather see it laying there than on the road, but the program is being violated by people taking advantage and throwing garbage in there. We have people throw paper plates and stuff in there, food and stuff, and use it for the personal trash, cleaning the garage out. Enough said, I've said it 2 or 3 other times, I think what we should do is put the camera out there, get a high resolution camera, get some lights and plate numbers, and identify them and start tagging them in the tennis court under the, for, letters.
I think maybe, with that said, we could start insert these with a newsletter, do that, and that was kind of back it up. I think a lot of people don't know trash bags, plastic bags, on there, so I'll send to those newsletter, next mailing here.
And one thing missing off of that was styrofoam is also a non-recyclable.
Anything else on the street? No. Cemetery Chapel? Water sewer?
All of the customers should be starting to get the letter on the water meter, replacement program. They were mailed out, and they should be receiving those letters, and I would like, as much as possible, for the residents to respond as quick as possible with the 800 number that's provided, call in and schedule for the replacement of their meter so we can get this program done as soon as possible. They're gonna start installing the collectors, the data collector system tomorrow on the water tower by the school and also where the fire department is. So let the fire department will read the whole south side, the one at the north side, and read the north side. But those will be probably installed tomorrow, but they're hoping to start installing meters on the 26th if they can get enough people calling in and checking them. So they can go ahead and start installing meters
September.
this way.
I thought the 26th was Sunday.
Well, 27th, I'm sorry. Jim just brought me, I did type in the 27th.
You
So
said
yeah,
they
they
will,
won't be around on
you said they will do them on Saturdays if need be.
They were gonna try to accommodate people if some, and that's why it's important you call in. If you say I work Monday through Friday, then they will do some on Saturday, but what they'll do is they're gonna have like 10 or 12 of them lined up for Saturday and come in on a Saturday. They're gonna do everything they can to accommodate the customers on that changeover.
All right, anything else on water sewer? Zoning, Mr. Pitts?
Things are pretty quiet, restaurants are on it.
We got a couple violations in the works, and 25th and the 1st of September, Saturdays, I'll be in Canfield Fair. I won't be here on Saturday morning. We'll be here on Tuesdays, and I am available through the phone all the time.
Shade Tree? Miscellaneous?
I have one. For all first responders, Ridgeway County also, I've acquired funds to have this, training that's given to the Autism Society in Mahoney Valley for first responders to, help them in their interactions during emergencies with individuals that are autistic or on the autistic spectrum. I have a news release and a flyer here, as well as a press release, that I will email out to members of council and chiefs plural, and, I need to know if any of you would like to go to this meeting. I need to know that, so I can tell her how many of them will be covered. This is October 16th, 2018. How Gary will be emailed on. Perfect. And, it's from 9 to 2. And it's also approved for advanced CIP training. I guess we've got more background information, kind of goes along with
else on miscellaneous? I'd like to thank the, Tony Eagles, the other day they donated $2,000 to the, splash pad fund, put this over 1/6 of the funds we needed to raise. I do appreciate their commitment, partnering with us with this project, success of the budget. Anything else on the good village? All right, next, mini meeting will be for EMS, will be held September 5th at 6 p.m. here at Village Hall, to discuss scheduling and several other, pertinent EMS issues. The next regular council meeting is scheduled for September 5th, 2018 at 7 p.m. here at Village Hall. And then the last thing I have to say is the village address will be held September 19th at 6 p.m. at Latonia, Public Library. Council, any other business at this time?
I get one thing, what do we wanna do with the case tractor?
I'm gonna get a credit deal price on that.
We're good, because it's within the limit.
No, not the one that you wanna buy.
Yeah, that's the one I'm negotiating.
We want the other one too.
Is there anything else this time?